Okay, so this next PowerPoint is about the associate degree for transfer. And this is also referred to as an ADT. And you can get an associate's degree for transfer as an associate of arts or an associate of science. So it just depends on the major. And the associate degrees for transfer were created as a collaboration between the California State University system and the California Community College system. So that's how they came about. It was kind of thought that the students would attend a community college, they would go to a CSU, and then they were told, oh, that was a great class that you took at your community college, but it was missing this piece, so you need to take this class again. And so students felt that they were repeating courses that they had already taken at the community college. And so the CSU and the California Community College systems got together and came up with these associate degrees for transfer. So it's basically 60 units at the community college and 60 units at the CSU for 120 units. So not every major is going to have an ADT, especially those high unit majors, because they're more than 120 units to get a degree. So the 120 units is a minimum. The ADTs are now being accepted by several different systems. So the historically black colleges are starting to accept the ADTs. Many of the California independent campuses are starting to accept the ADTs to meet lower division major requirements. And then Western Governors University is an online university that the California Community College Chancellor's Office has partnered with, and they accept the ADTs. There's actually some out-of-state campuses that accept them. And then the UCs are starting to come on board. We're just not exactly sure what they're going to be doing with them yet. Okay. So basically, the associate degree for transfer enables a student to complete an associate's degree while completing their CSU transfer requirements. And so, although the major is beneficial for all students, it's most beneficial for students who are really preparing for impacted CSU majors or campuses, and also students who are applying to several CSU campuses. So what happens is a student can research to see, is the degree accepted by all the campuses that I'm applying to? And if so, then the student can follow the ADT major instead of looking on Assist for everything that each campus wants. So they can follow one set of criteria. So let's look at the ADT program search. I want to see what's on the next slide real quick. Okay. So here's the program search. What is this telling me? PowerPoint has stopped working. Great. I think it's going to be okay. All right, so this is on the CSU website. You can see the page up here. You can also just go to Google and put in CSU ADTs. I also have this on the Transfer Center website. So you'll come down here and you select your major of interest. So let's say your major is Administration of Justice. We'll make this a little bit easy here. And your community college is obviously Santa Rosa Junior College, if I can find it. There we go. And then you can select, whatever campuses you're interested in. So maybe you're interested in Chico, you're interested in SAC, and you're interested in San Diego. So you hit submit, and then you see the community college is SRJC, the degree title. These are all associate degrees for science. Here's the campuses. And so here you can see the major, emphasis, or concentration. So Administration of Justice usually doesn't have a major emphasis or concentration, but for San Diego, it's accepted at both their Imperial Valley campus as well as their San Diego campus. Okay, now let's look up one that I know is not necessarily accepted everywhere. So let's do business for these same campuses. And so you can see Chico, we're good for all the concentrations, okay? SAC, we're good for all the concentrations. But when you get down to San Diego, it's only for the financial services or general business. So if you want to do a concentration in marketing, my recommendation is you apply under general business if you're getting the associate degree for transfer, because you'll get the benefits of the ADT if you do that. And then once you get to San Diego State, you can change to a marketing concentration. They allow you to do that. I have checked with them, okay? So another example is, let's do kinesiology. That's a very popular major. So kinesiology, I'm going to reset this. Oh, I thought it was just going to reset the one. Kinesiology, Santa Rosa, and then let's put in Sonoma State. So here, no match is found. So the faculty at Sonoma State have decided the kinesiology major at SRJC does not meet their same criteria, so they do not accept the kinesiology ADT. That doesn't mean you can't get it. You definitely can, but you need to look on ASSIST to see what are the requirements for admissions and what courses do you need to have done for the major, and not just follow the associate's degree for transfer. So let's go into Santa Rosa's website. And a couple of ways you can find ADTs. So if you go under academics, you can go down to degrees, majors, and certificates. And then you could do this advanced search. And you can put in, I just want majors, and let's just put transfer. And I think this will work. Okay, so here's the list of associate degrees for transfer at Santa Rosa Junior College. So we have quite a few. We're actually a very lucky campus that we have many associate degrees for transfer that work. I'm actually seeing a few here that are not. So this art one, but there is an art history. So I just did this real quickly. So sorry about that. But let's go ahead and look at the psych associate degree for transfer. So you can see this is 20 units for the major. Remember, it's 60 units for an associate's degree or to transfer. So 20 units for the major includes Math 15. This major will also accept Psych 9 as a substitution for Math 15. It's just not on here yet. Then you need Psych 1A and Psych 1B. And then you need either Bio 10 or Bio 16. And remember, Math 15, Psych 1A, Bio 10 or 16, those are on the GE sheet, so those can double count for you. The List B courses, you need one of these, Child Development 10, Psych 4, or Psych 30. And then List C, you need one more class. Now, if you take Child Development 10 for List B, that will not count for List C. You need a different class, okay? And so then you have to finish one of the GE sheets as well to round out the, the requirements for the major, requirements for general education, and have those 60 units. All right, let's go back to the PowerPoint here, which I almost think I lost. So hold on one second. Okay, so you need to have those 60 transferable units to get the ADT. At least 18 units within the major. So the psych major that we've just looked at was 20 units. You need to have either the CSU GE or the IGETC done. If you are transferring to a CSU with an ADT and you're using IGETC, you have to have speech. You have to have Comms 1, okay? And then you need at least a 2.0 GPA in all transferable work. And the courses for your major have to be a C or better. When you get an ADT, you're granted priority admission at a CSU that has a similar bachelor's degree. So just what I just showed you on the website of how kinesiology was not accepted at, Sonoma State. The ADT was not accepted. So that one isn't going to work. But business, to Chico would be fine. You would get priority admission. And with that, you get a slight GPA bump when you're applying, and a higher GPA bump if it's an impacted campus or impacted major. One of the biggest benefits is that when you transfer, you'll only have to complete 60 more units at a CSU. So it's important that you advocate for yourself if you have an ADT, because your advisor, who is a faculty member, may not understand the requirements of the ADT and how you met those. So it's important that you advocate for yourself and you remind them that you have an associate degree for transfer. If they are requiring that you take a lower division course for your major, then that is going to replace an upper division requirement because you only have 60 more units to do. Now, if you enter with an ADT in business and then you change to history, it's void. You do not get those benefits. So if you change your major, once you transfer, which a lot of students do, you're not going to have the ADT benefits anymore. The ADT does not guarantee admission to a particular campus or major, okay? They guarantee admission to the CSU system. So when you apply, you tell them what campuses that they list that you would be willing to be rerouted to. So if you only apply to San Diego State, Cal Poly San Luis, and Long Beach, and you did not get in, but you have an ADT, this year's rerouting campuses were San Francisco State, Channel Islands, Stanislaus, which is in the Central Valley, and there was one more, Humboldt, I believe. So students can say, I'm willing to be rerouted to any one of those, or I'm only, would consider San Francisco State. And so you're guaranteed admission to the system. Okay, so that's really important. So I will have a link to the ADTs in the resources for this week.